All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed.
When I'm in the club, G, though I know the thug be wanting to slug.
That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like that's how. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented.
Up just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live.
Did you go to a Diddy party?
Yeah, but now keep in mind.
I'm going to.
In all fairness, there are different kinds of Diddy parties. I've seen Diddy parties where children were there. I think don't go anywhere alone. I swear to you, if you have the rule of not going anywhere alone, if somebody say, yeah, me and my boys were hanging out, I ended up with a in my ass. It's like, it's where.
Katt Williams didn't just make a prediction, he made a promise that 2024 would expose the music industry's most guarded sins, that behind the fame, behind the fortune, a storm was coming. And Diddy? He's standing right in the eye of it. The rumors are no longer in the shadows, they're clawing into daylight. Allegations of rappers doing the unthinkable to secure a seat at Diddy's table. Deals wrapped in secrets. Loyalties bought behind closed doors. And Katt? He said it all before anyone dared to listen. The final name on his list? That one could change everything. It started with Usher, just a kid, the first to speak on what so many were afraid to say. His connection to Diddy wasn't just industry mentorship, it was personal, deep, and maybe dangerous. Diddy, they say, didn't just mentor young talent, he positioned himself to own it. Usher, in a quiet but revealing interview with Howard Stern, opened the door. Just 13, living in Diddy's world, a year under the same roof. Stern asked if Lareed arranged it. Usher didn't confirm, but he didn't deny. He spoke of curious things happening, moments that hinted at far more than just music. We all know now what those curious nights likely were, and Usher wasn't the only one. Justin Bieber, Meek Mill, all young, all mentored, all now under the same cloud. The curtain's been pulled back, and what's standing in the light is something we can't unsee. Now we turn to Justin, because the shadows from his past are starting to stretch into the light, and at the center of it is Diddy. Justin Bieber rose fast, too fast, and there are old videos now, resurfacing, footage of a boy, just a kid, in Diddy's world, and they're unsettling. In one, Diddy smiles into the camera. "I've got 48 hours with Diddy," he boasts. "What we're doing we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream." Justin laughs, almost nervously. "Let's just go get some girls," he says. But it doesn't feel like a joke anymore. Not now. Justin was only 13 when Usher introduced him to Diddy. What followed? We may never fully know, but in his 2020 track Lonely, we hear the truth between the lines. Everybody saw me sick, and it felt like no one gave a... And then there's the video, the one where Justin breaks down on camera, crying, shaking.
I just wanted to be a good example, and it was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they loved me and, just turn their back on you in a second. I just want to protect her, I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody.
Not just for himself, but maybe for every kid who got too close to power too young. What really broke Justin Bieber during his rise to fame? For years, the world watched him spiral. Drug addiction, suicidal thoughts, public meltdowns. But behind those headlines was something far more personal and far more haunting. It wasn't just the fame. It was the hidden trauma, the whispers, the silence. And now, for the first time, Justin is slowly letting it out, speaking to close friends about the private hell he's endured. At the center of that pain, a name he won't say out loud, Diddy. Insiders say Justin wants nothing to do with revisiting that chapter. He won't talk about it publicly, not yet. But he's breaking his silence in private. And what he's revealing, it's not just heartbreaking, it's horrifying. If you thought Justin Bieber's connection to Diddy was unsettling, the next name will stop you cold. Meek Mill. This wasn't just another rumor. There's alleged audio haunting, raw, and reportedly recorded during an encounter between Meek and Diddy. The audio began recirculating right after Diddy's arrest on September 16th. A voice in the clip claimed he captured the sounds himself. Some say that voice belongs to one of Diddy's closest insiders. Rodney Lil Rod Jones brought Meek into his lawsuit too, alleging Diddy admitted to sleeping with a Philly rapper linked to Nicki Minaj and an R&B singer with a Vegas residency. That description? It screamed Meek Mill. But Meek didn't stay quiet. He hit back, claiming his devices were messed with, calling himself a king from the trenches, and warning that powerful forces want his voice silenced. He framed it as a political takedown. But in the middle of all that defiance, he never really denied the connection. And remember, Katt Williams said this was coming. He warned us. The names were already out there, just waiting to explode. And then there's Kevin Hart, Katt Williams's long-standing rival, and someone who's now tied to these dark whispers in a way few expected. Back in 2010, Kevin found himself in an unexpected spotlight, not for a blockbuster or a stand-up special, but for something much more serious. Allegations that he hosted parties connected to Diddy's infamous gatherings. Reporters came in fast, pressing him for answers. Had he seen anything? Heard anything? But Kevin sidestepped it all. Cool, composed, non-committal. When someone mentioned those events, he simply said, "When I hosted for Diddy?" A strange response, considering the video footage that exists. Kevin, holding a massive microphone, front and center at Diddy's party, fully involved. And yet, now that Diddy is facing a tidal wave of legal and public fallout, Kevin has distanced himself completely. No statement, no comment, no denial, just silence. But if he was there, if he saw what happened, why hasn't he spoken up? What's Kevin Hart not telling us? Of all the rumors that have swirled around YK Osiris, none hit quite like this one. A vacation, a tropical backdrop, and Diddy. A video surfaced, grainy, unconfirmed, but enough to light a fire online. Whispers turned into full-blown accusations. Osiris wasn't just in Jamaica, he was there with Diddy. The speculation followed him straight into the Breakfast Club studio. "What's the craziest rumor you've ever heard?" they asked. He smiled, paused, then stopped himself. "Nah, I ain't gonna say that." But the room wasn't letting it go. DJ Envy pushed harder, referencing the Diddy gossip. Osiris laughed, got up, started pacing. It wasn't nerves, it was something else. Charlemagne pulled up the story live, reading the headline, "YK Osiris in Jamaica with his alleged boo, Diddy." Osiris kept it playful, said it was nothing, just a trip, just him and a woman. And yeah, Diddy was on the island too, but not together, not like that. Still, something didn't add up. The timing, the place, the way he avoided the question. To many watching, it felt less like denial, and more like damage control. Because in the court of public opinion, being on the same island as Diddy, in this climate, that's not just coincidence, it's a red flag. For years, Mase and Diddy's relationship has raised questions. Whispers, rumors, silence. But now, Mase has spoken, briefly, just enough to stir the pot. "I'm saving my takes for the documentary," he told fans. "If you're wondering how I feel, it's coming soon." He didn't say what documentary, but in the background, a new project has sparked a massive bidding war, and everyone's wondering, is this the one? On a recent episode of It Is What It Is, Stat Baby opened the show by talking about Cameron's CNN appearance, where he addressed Diddy's 2016 assault on Cassie. But Cam wasn't impressed with the media's angle. He said they only wanted scandal. No one asked about the positive ventures he and Mase are building, so he shifted the spotlight onto their newest product, a sexual performance drink. But as business moves forward, the shadows grow darker. Katt Williams, never one to hold back, claimed he turned down $30 million. Not once, 4 times. Why? His words, "P. Diddy be wanting the body." A chilling quote, one that's led many to believe Diddy's gifts, money, cars, status, come with a cost. We've seen the signs. The Lamborghini he waved in front of Justin Bieber, the promises, the power. Now, as more voices come forward, the question hangs heavy. How deep does this go? And when it all finally breaks wide open, Will Diddy survive the storm? Subscribe and like the video for more recent videos.